Let me give you a quick overview of the 5 main LLMs and a bit of my experience with them. Let's start with ChatGPT by OpenAI. It was the first model out there, published in November 2022. I would say it's the LLM with most functionalities. So it has internet access, it has multimodal functionality, so image creation, image analysis. It has advanced data analysis capabilities. Also, the mobile version has advanced vision mode and voice mode, which are really good. And the custom GPTs are shareable and connectable. And that is a huge advantage compared to, for example, Claude projects. So you can custom GPTs, you can share them, publish them, you can connect them to other APIs. So you can really integrate them into whole workflows. The weaknesses, the answers are quite generic, I would say, compared to, for example, Claude and Gemini's Flash. And it's not the best for creative writing. You can make it work if you upload examples and a style guide, and best to include also an exclude list with typical ChatGPT words that you don't want to use it, so that the content is of good quality. But it takes much more effort than content creation with Claude. So I would say ChatGPT is not the best at that. It hallucinates and it glitches, of course, but that's true for all the models. Now, Claude by Anthropic is my absolute favorite one. Claude is the human one. Claude is very intelligent. Claude understands emotions. So that is something that you won't get with ChatGPT. You can talk Claude through what you feel, like fears, doubts, anxiety, even panic attacks. Claude will understand your emotion, will go with that. So it's kind of a artificial empathy. It's really amazing. It's hard to explain. You have to experience that. Claude is proactive. That is something that is my individual experience, that even when talking, chatting about one subject, it can proactively ask if you want some more advice, and it might not be exactly what you ask for. It might be more. It might bring something new into your conversation. So it's proactively gives additional advice and support. That's something that I haven't seen anywhere else. It's good at strategy. So if you need like strategic advice with your business, I'd rather ask Claude, and I do ask Claude instead of ChatGPT. And it's great at creative writing. So if you are a marketer, if you are a salesperson, if you are some kind of creative writer that needs, even if you use AI only for proofreading, in all those cases, Claude is the one to go. Its weaknesses. Well, unfortunately, there is still no internet access. It's not multimodal. There's no image generation. There's no separate reasoning model, although it's good at reasoning itself a bit. So I think reasoning is built a bit into its model. That's why it's good at strategy. But there is no separate reasoning model. And the custom projects, they are really good, but they are not shareable. They are not connectable. So that is a huge weakness. Anthropic is kind of behind with all of these functionalities. So I really do hope they will catch up, because this model has huge potential. Gemini, the LLM published by Google, it's well integrated into the Google workspace, so it works well with your Gmail, YouTube, and everything, and with your Google Docs. It has very interesting new models. So, for example, the 2.0 Flash Thinking Experimental with Apps, it actually works with YouTube and with Google Maps, for example. It's very new, still very experimental, still very, very glitchy from my experience. So sometimes it works really good. This one time it showed us something great, something that Google Maps on its own did not really show. But other times it just doesn't work. It glitches, the links to Google Map don't work. So yeah, it's still new, but it has potential. Model at 2.0 Flash Thinking Experimental, just that part. It's the best reasoning model that is out there, like in those free versions, because those are available for free by Gemini. It's a really good reasoning model. I ask strategic questions to reasoning models, and the answers are really, really the best compared to even DeepSeek. Its weaknesses, it is really inconsistent with the results. So sometimes they are great, and other times they are really not good. And the best models that really set Gemini apart from the other LLMs, they are still very new and glitchy. So there's also huge potential here. We have to wait a bit, I feel, to really experience the best of Gemini. Copilot by Microsoft. Well, Copilot is actually not a separate model. It's built on the ChatGPT 4.0 model. It integrates well with Microsoft 365 suite apps. So that's its strength, really the main one. It is really focused on enhancing productivity. It will work well with your office apps and will help you work quickly for notes and for calendar. It will help you write your emails. It has a web search function, so that is good. But this model is not good at other tasks. So with like those basic productivity functions, it's fine. But other things, it's not very good at creativity. It needs very explicit prompts. So you have to be good at prompting to get the output that you're looking for. And it's not the best at understanding complex contexts. So you really need to do a lot of explicit instructing and explaining. DeepSeek. There was a lot of fuss when DeepSeek was published. It's a model from China, and it's more of a reasoning model. So it specializes in technical, scientific tasks like coding, debugging, mathematical problem solving, but not only mathematical, so generally problem solving. It has a kind of different architecture than LLMs. It is more specialized. It can specialize more on your specific problem. And it's very efficient and cost effective if you're using the API as a developer, for example. The weakness is limited conversational skills. Well, it is because of the reasoning part. So those models are usually not the best at conversation, and they are not made for that. While low data security, it's still a bit of a blur how the data is treated. So be careful about that. And well, there are content moderation policies that apply, meaning bias and censorship in responses. So don't ask it about politics. There is a workaround, though. You can use the DeepSeek model in Perplexity that is hosted in the US. And also, there is no content moderation policy in place. These are the 5 models. As for me, I mostly use ChatGPT and Claude. I think Claude even more than ChatGPT. And well, I'm starting to discover Gemini's / the reasoning model. What is your favorite one?